And to break down a big weekend in high school hoops, Cory McCartney joined by RYZE Hoops, Dan McDonald, and Carter Wilson. Guys, good to have you back.
Hey, Cory, it's nice seeing you.
Now, a busy weekend, as I mentioned, during the Thanksgiving weekend. You had the Jared Cook Classic and the holiday Hoopsgiving. I want to start out with the Jared Cook Classic, and I want you guys to give me a couple players from that event that really impressed you. So, Carter, throw some couple names at me.
I think the most impressive guy was RJ Godfrey, North Gwinnett. The third day that the event, they had kind of the main event, which was North Gwinnett and Grayson, and he did everything, man. He was all over the place, kind of carried North Gwinnett through the second half of that game on both ends. You know, he was getting downhill on offense, getting to the rim whenever he wanted to. On defense, I think he might have had like 5 block shots in the second half, which was absolutely crazy. He was by far, I think, the best player on that day. He was just spectacular in all facets of it. So, I mean, that's definitely the guy that stands out for me.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Carter said about RJ. He was phenomenal. The guy that really kind of popped to me a little bit was Malique Ewin over at Berkmar. He's a 2022 center forward kind of guy, but just so big and so talented. Like, just the way he moves for a 6'10" kid that's probably 17 years old is just – it's mind-blowing. He's gotten more skilled. He passes. He controls the paint on both ends. He was super to me. Like, I think he's a 5-star talent in that class.
And then obviously the holiday Hoopsgiving in Snellville. I mean, there were some massive names there. Of course, Mikey Williams, the number 2 player in the class of 2023. But Carter, reading what the breakdown on RYZE Hoops, I don't think that was the guy that had you most excited after this one.
Yeah, Scoot Henderson stole the show. I mean, both days he was phenomenal. So he started out the kind of the big matchup on the first night was him against J.D. Davison and Calhoun from over in Alabama, and you know the game was just wide open, and he had 30 points, didn't even play in the fourth quarter, and he had, I mean, if you go check some of the highlight reels from that game, he was spectacular, just getting out in the open floor and finishing above the rim, and then he actually topped that the second night. He had 36. In a win over Lake Norman and Mikey Williams, which is a nationally ranked team. They had a huge second half. I think they were down 15 at halftime and came back and won the game. And he was just spectacular. So, I mean, 5-star talent for sure. One of the best players in the state. He was phenomenal.
Dan, I know we had Jabari Smith there, a guy who obviously has played multiple times at LakePoint Sports. Who was it for you, though, that you were most excited about from a holiday Hoopsgiving?
So I'm going to go out with a guy that was a little bit probably off the radar coming into the event, but Taje Kelly, who plays for Grayson, I thought in the matchup against Carter, who'd they play on Friday? Wasatch Academy. Yeah, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Scoring he probably had 20 points, 15 rebounds or whatever it was, but just so good. And he's actually signed to play at Charleston Southern. I don't know how they got that one done. I mean, he's going to be so good for them. Probably a 6'6" dude. He's skilled. He rebounds. Just kind of versatile, kind of forward that everybody looks for these days. He really, really impressed me. I mean, I watched him throughout the summer with Team Dickerson and thought he was good, but this was another level that I haven't seen from him before.
Obviously, some big news in the holiday weekend. Bruce Thornton from the class of 2022 from Milton High School. He commits to Ohio State. This is a player I know you two are both very familiar with. Each of you, give me what you think is a big asset that Ohio State's going to be getting from this guard.
I think they're getting a guy that can be simple. You know, he's so effective just being simple. He gets downhill. He's physical, and just he gets it done. He makes it look easy doing it. I mean, he's a phenomenal prospect, and he's going to be another line of really good Milton guards that goes to Ohio State.
Yeah, and what I would add to that, what I've been describing him to people who haven't seen him play is, I don't know if he's going to play in the NBA. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But what I do know is I can't really remember anybody in Georgia that I felt so confident that they were going to be a really, really good college player. I think he is almost bust-proof. Like, I think he's going to be a double-digit scorer. He's going to average 6 or 7 assists. He's going to be a great defender. And the guy I kind of compared him to that's played at Ohio State recently, so I think he's kind of a bigger, stronger version of Aaron Craft. Just kind of has all the little things you look for, can kind of elevate guys around him. And he can score, just enough or more than he needs to. I mean, I think Friday he had 27 points. So he can do that when he needs to. I think he is a spectacular prospect, and that's a huge, huge get for Chris Holtman in Ohio State.
Aaron Kraft has some ridiculously quick hands, so you're putting some big comps there on Bruce Thornton. That's just a little bit of the knowledge the guys will drop on you at RYZE Hoops. So make sure you check them out, ryzehoops.com, or give them a follow on Instagram, on Twitter at RYZE Hoops. Carter, Dan, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Cory.
Thanks, Cory.